Hi, welcome to my second update for the year. Well, my first update for 2024, but my second journal log. I feel like really good about doing these life updates about where I am and what is happening because I just have this huge vision slash desire slash feeling that I am going to continue doing these types of things, and I really want to keep in tune with my own movement and also sharing just where I'm at in my life. This has always been such a massive, dream of mine to sort of document and log my journey. And I guess I've never really had the confidence to be able to do that. And I've also sort of been through some pretty hectic transitions and a lot of uncertainty and I guess confusion around who I have been as a person to sort of know how to show up online and know how to, I guess, authentically deliver the true essence of what I really want to deliver. And I think that, I don't know, right now my life feels so good to be able to land in this spot and actually make that happen. So, currently, right now, I am sitting in my apartment. I am in the midst of getting rid of everything. And I think I said in my last video that I was house sitting, and this has been really close to me to be able to pop in and actually sort out everything and just, move through this transition in a way energetically that feels right for me, which has been a journey in itself and a process in itself to really lean and feel into yeah, what feels right with timelines and, just really energetically letting go. So I am sitting here thinking, oh, it would be the perfect time to log this because this house has brought me so much growth and so much opportunity. I found so much of myself in this space and I've had a lot of good times and life has been really beautiful for me here and yeah, I'm so excited to enter this new part of my journey, but I'm very sad to see this part go. And I think that I really want to highlight this part because, it's one thing to feel a call in your life and to have a dream and have a desire and have this vision for yourself and have this, part of life that you really want to experience and explore. And then I think that along my journey, I have always been in positions where I just wanted to sort of run away or just leave my space quickly and just get out and just start the next chapter just straight away and just, quickly evolve, quickly grow up, quickly, head into the next direction. And I think that this this house, this apartment and this experience has really shown me that when we fully embrace what's actually happening and fully immerse ourselves into the current now and really have the gratitude for our life with what is actually happening. Because once upon a time, this was something that was really creating for myself and really wanting to sort of land in. And I've been so proud of myself landing in this space and landing in this era of my life because once upon a time, I worked really, really hard to be able to hold this version of myself and to really enter this version of myself. And I feel like it's very easy to persuade yourself to remain and to stay in those spaces, especially if you have grown and you are really, proud of everything that you've done. And then there's this soft elegancy of this next call that comes in, and you're like, oh, like, how do I move into that when I just love what I've created already, and how do I let go of this? Sometimes it's a little bit more easy to let go when there's a little bit more of a harshness or pain involved because you can reject it and move away from it and just bounce it out. But when it's really close to your heart and you're experiencing life in a different way like this, I've never like I have experienced obviously life in this particular way, but I just think that there's a thread happening here of growth that I'm seeing within inside of myself, where I'm actually like liberating my life and enjoying my life more so than what I used to. And I know that that's just evolving and evolving and growing. And it's just in these times, I think important to identify when it is time to let go and move on and allow that new wave of energy to come through and seep in, and to take that and not let, these great parts of life keep you holding on, because I think eventually over time it does start to stagnate and it does start to lose its essence. And I think what also happens is that when we have such great times, that it's really hard to let go of those parts. And sometimes we want to recreate or re-experience those things. And me and my partner had a really great teaching when we first met, actually. And it was all around really embracing each moment for what it is, because you just will never get it back, and you can like try as hard as you want to recreate memories and recreate, these parts of life that we've really indulged in and loved. But the true reality is that it's the now is happening, and that is authentic and different all in its own way. And that is also very exciting, because I think when we do land in these positions where we have tried really hard to manifest and create and land in, and when we finally reach those destinations, I think that it's really a great aspect to have with inside the self, to nourish that moving and continuing on is just as vital than embracing the moments and the nows. And yeah, that's, I think, what this sort of little season and transition from this apartment is teaching me. There's always so many teachings happening, and there's always so much to sort of look at life and learn from. And I think that this is what this end of my era in this apartment has given to me. And so I think when I look at that and I focus on those elements, it makes it so much more um, easier to allow happen, and to really look at with grace and gratitude and embrace the moments while we move forward. And yeah, that's really, really cool. So we are about to go to our next destination. I think I said previously in our last video that we were house sitting, and our house sit got cut short. So we have been trying to find our next little destination with another house sit, but unfortunately we haven't found one yet. So we have decided that we're going to go to Fingal Heads in New South Wales. I think it's New South Wales, and stay there for a night or two, and kind of head through Byron, and then make our way back to Brisbane over the weekend. And from there, I think we're just going to remain open to what actually comes in and where we're at. But I think on low key level, both me and my partner have really wanted to live in the van, and that's really what we've been trying to call in anyway. Bit of a van life in between house sitting, and I think that this is the opportunity that has arrived, and that's here, and that's what I feel like going to be doing. So I'm really, really excited about that. It's just finding a location and somewhere that is nice to sort of set up, but it's so flexible as well, and we can kind of choose our little spots that we want to stay at. So this shall be the beginning of our journey, which is really, really exciting. And we also had this huge intention and desire for ourselves when we went on our road trip last year. We traveled all the way through, starting from Noosa to Rockhampton and back. And we were there for about a week doing that road trip. And when we landed in Noosa, we actually all like had this huge download and transmission within inside of ourselves that we wanted to take, which was journeying through Australia in the van and having that type of lifestyle where we're sort of starting to live a little bit more nomadic while we're around our friends and family and our familiar spaces of Brisbane, sort of going to work still and kind of just slowly releasing so that we're not just chucking ourselves into this chaos. Um, so it's really, really exciting that this is here and it's actually happening. And yeah, it's crazy. I think that I have been really lost in the emotional roller coaster of this release and kind of not really having a lot of clarity around how it's all going to look. And I keep mentioning that type of, I guess, teaching where walking into the uncertainty can bring up a lot, and finding those things internally to have more grounds of stability and trust and yeah, moving with that more internally and energetically within inside of myself over relying on my external experience to harness that for me. And so I think that I'm just so excited to be like in this position right now and, really dabble in and play and really try and figure out what's actually going to work for us and what we really value in this type of lifestyle and how we really want to show up to it. And so, yeah, there's so much growth I can feel already and so much unfolding for us to learn about that. Like, just, little things like how we want to live in the van and how we can co create together in that space and also harness the work ethic of creating our own businesses and, moving through our careers in a very like harmonic way. And, I think that one thing that I'd love to highlight in this type of lifestyle is really, well, I'm like really wanting to learn deeper again about the flow and about the harmony of my own energetics and really deepening into that space and giving myself the time and space and freedom to be able to really align with what actually is more of my soul journey and purpose. And so I'm really excited about having that, um welcoming that part in and intending to sort of have that as my teacher and my guider at the moment. But meanwhile, that is all happening. I'm also coming into a little bit of tension with letting go of this apartment because I think the closer that that vision comes in, the more I realize how much I have here to let go still. And yeah, it's just like this compound of like pressure just coming in. And I know it's like this beautiful analogy of the breath. And, I think this is like one of my favorite things to come back to as my base of grounding because life really can be like a deep breath and a hold and then a release. And when we breathe in, we're breathing in so much life. And when we breathe deeply, it just gets really tense and dense. And, we're breathing in and we can start to feel more of that pressurized moment for us to just instantly, instinctively want to take our next breath or release, release the oxygen so that we can take the next breath. And I think that that's what this kind of on a as above so below analogy really feels like with, you know, letting go of the apartment and coming into this new desired life that's got a lot to sort of unfold and learn, but it's all like coming in together. And I'm just really excited about the release of all of this and to find myself in more of the landing and like movement of this next phase of my life. So, yeah, that's really cool. So that's my life update at the moment. I am intending on creating another video for Fingal when we land there with a nice little introduction of Brad, perhaps. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. And I send you so much love. Bye.